We're glad to have you back. Mr. Aliko Dangote, the president of the Dangote Group, has strongly reacted to persistent tightening of monetary policy rates by the CBN, which is currently above 26%, stating that it's stifling economic growth and job creation in the country. Mr. Dangote made these remarks at the three-day National Manufacturing Policy Summit put together by the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria (MAN) in Abuja. The billionaire businessman emphasized that at the current interest rate of 30%, there is no way anybody can create jobs. Recall CBN has increased interest rates by a total of 750 basis points across 3 consecutive monetary policy committee meetings, rising from 18.75% and 26.5% at the last sitting. Let's get some perspective on this. Managing Director, CEO, Dignity Finance and Investments Limited, Dr. Chijioke Ekechukwu, joins me to continue the conversation. Dr. Ekechukwu, thank you for joining the program.
Thank you very much, Tolu.
I think it's good to start this way. We know that the CBN has been hiking or increasing rates for some time, but some will say that's the monetary policy tool available for the central bank, that it might not have any choice than to go that route. But in your understanding as a professional in the industry, what do you make of what the central bank is doing and, of course, the impact on the larger economy, particularly the real sector of the economy?
You know, all the time we hear that the CBN will want to use the monetary policy tools to tame the inflation rate. But in our case, we see that the monetary policy tools are also causing some business and economic hazards to the business opportunities of Nigeria. I say this because when we continue to use only monetary policy tools to be able to tame inflation, we forget that there are a lot of other things that are also responsible for the inflation rate to go high, especially in this country. Many times, you know, I hear that people will give instances with countries, with the Western world, where they increase their monetary policy rates, and then will follow suit. It is actually not supposed to be so, because the factors that are actually responsible for their own inflation rate are totally different from ours. You know, so, and when we continue to increase MPR, you see that it's going to continue to affect the local productivity of our country, because you see that interest rates will continue to rise. Once MPR rises, every financial institution and, of course, deposit money banks will increase their rates, even for already existing credit facilities. And so when these rates continue to increase, what it means is that fewer people will want to actually go into accessing funds through credit facilities, and manufacturers and other business opportunities in the country will want to slow down, because they don't want to get into interest rates that are obviously going to increase the cost of production, and which will obviously make their pricing uncompetitive. So having said this, you see that I agree with Aliko Dangote that the rates are actually making business opportunities to dwindle and create hardship in the production sector of our country. However, of course, we also note that when rates increase like this, it also creates some other opportunities, especially in the money market. Today, you see that a lot of monies are coming into the country because it is more profitable to invest in the money market in Nigeria today than to invest in some other countries where interest rates are very low. So you also see that it creates its own kind of opportunity. But of course, when that happens, we see that manufacturing sector or the real sector suffers it because of high cost of doing business. So give and take, manufacturers are not smiling today. Businesses are not smiling because of high interest rates. If you want to do business, you obviously want to access the banks to borrow some money. And if that happens, you know, you pay so much for it. Cost. In fact, eventually, the ultimate victim of such high prices and high costs will just be ultimate consumers, like the average Nigerian. So I agree that it is affecting production and productivity.
Moving forward.